Well, hello boys and girls, my name is Anders and I'm from SaxWorks. I know it's been a long time since my last post on the Conn, so I thought now is the time to give you a little update on how far I have gotten on that project. I am pretty much done with all the keywork on the main cone. What I'm still lacking is the G sharp and the side keys B flat and C. But apart from that, yes, I'm the ultimate low F sharp. But the palm keys are done, the upper stack is done, and this video is going to show you a little more about the upper stack, how I did that, and there'll be a second video on the palm keys. Hope you enjoy. I have prepped the cups for the upper stack from the C sharp to the G sharp. And I made new sockets for the pearls, which I don't know if you remember is going to be acrylically enhanced Danish hardwood, just like on the SML. So I think it's gonna look nice. These are oversized compared to the original Conns, which are very small, so it's gonna feel much better. But this is pretty much the layout. All the cups have been nicely prepped, so they are ready to go on the keywork. Here's the reason why I reuse the Conn cups. I reuse all the cups, the old cups, for two reasons. They are much better quality than new cups and they fit the tone holes perfectly. Let's have a little acoustic test. I have 4 different cups here. One is an SML, one is a Chinese crab cup, and this is a Yamaha, and this is the Conn. So let's start with the Chinese and let's hear how this sounds. It's a very high pitch. It has a kind of dual tone. You can hear 2 tones in there. It's not just one clear tone, it's like 2 tones. Okay. The Yamaha. Hope you can hear this. It's very high pitch, but it's one note, not so rich on the overtone series. Then there is the SML. This is a little difficult because it's almost flat, so it's hard to get a good tone, but I'll try anyway. Here you can hear much more defined tone. That was my cell phone. Very good tone, nice overtones. And then the Conn. Will you listen to that? It just keeps on ringing and ringing and ringing. It's like a bell. It just goes on and on. And it's one clearly defined tone. So fantastic cups. I decided to go for a post cluster design on the upper stack of the horn, being from the G sharp to the high E. The post cluster design also helps a bit on the intonation of the upper register, and we all know the octave on the New Wonder Series 2 can be a little tricky. So I have an idea that this is going to help stabilize the intonation, especially on the upper end of the register. I just lined up the prepped cups to get a kind of feel of what the finished upper mechanics is going to look like. Next up will be the B. As you can see, I already made the arm and part of the mechanic. Now I'm going to place the cup center on the tone hole, get it the right height, and solder it. Just applying a little flux. and you want the silver to flow all around. Sometimes it helps to push it just a little bit. And to make it bind really well, you need to overheat it. Just leave it on for a while to let the silver solder just flow naturally all around and seal, make a perfect seal. I think this is pretty good. Yep. Let's cool it off. Okay, so far so good. First two keys on the top stack is all done. Nice small adjustment screws on the key height and on the timing or ventilation. I don't know if you realize that it takes 6 parts to make just one simple piece of keywork, and this is all going to be just like this one I'm holding here. It's a B flat key from a SML Alto. It's the same design. These are just all the single components that go into just one piece of keywork. Now it's time to put it all together. And let's just start with the cup arm, soldering that firmly to the rod. A little piece of silver and my tweezers, if I can find them, and bring the heat. Overheating is a way to distribute the silver evenly all the way around the solder, so you get a full contact of the floating material. And I think you can see it. I'm just gonna cool this because I think you can see this. This is just a little of the flux, but then you need to get that off anyway. But this is a really good soldering. It's really important that you use flux that is perfect for the job. You can see the silver is run all the way around the rod, forming an evenly and tight solder, and that's really good. When I sand this down, you're gonna see that it looks really good. This is the bracing paste I use. It's from Germany, a Rotenberger Industrial, and it's super. It's a paste, so it's not watery, and it's much easier to get in the right places. As you can see, I did a little build up here to get the mount level. This is pretty important. And I don't want my support to be soldered as well, I just want the mount. So it's important to get it right. That looks good, I think. This should be a fairly quick solder, because neither the cup nor the pearl mount is heavy material, so it heats up quite easily. The only thing remaining on this piece of keywork is to adjust the height of this lever arm. This lever arm has actually more than just one function. One of the functions is that it adjusts the opening height of the B-flat cup. So when you open the lower stack here, this is, as you know, normally open like this, and this arm goes against this adjustment screw right here, and it sets how much you can open or ventilate the B-flat. That is one function, setting the height of the B flat key. But it's not just the height of the B flat key, it actually decides more or less the height of the upper stack ventilation as well. So it's pretty important to get this in just the right spot when you're soldering it on. And it is not just, you know, get it in there and solder it on. It needs to be fitted very precisely. That's why I mounted two parts of the lower stack here with the adjustment screw and a pad in there, so it has the right height, and a pad in the B flat cup. And now I know it needs to go up and touch that rubber adjustment screw right there. And then I marked up here exactly where that is, and now I'm ready to solder it. Well, the B flat key is all finished now, and everything working as it should. The height has been adjusted, everything has been soldered, and yeah, it is done. So next one up is A. As you can see, the upper stack of the Conn NW II Series 2 is just about done. The pearls, I showed you these earlier, made of Danish hardwood, acrylically enhanced. And the high E key is done as well. I had to do that because of the double post with the G. So that is pretty much it, folks. The only thing missing on the body now is the G-sharp cup and mechanism, and the palm keys on top.